Welcome back to the Poultry Doc Podcast. I'm Dr. Blaine Mozeshak, your host and board-certified poultry vet. Today we're visiting Greener Pastures Poultry, an organic pasture-raised broiler company founded by Super Bowl MVP Von Miller. Here, these birds are raised the way nature intended: fresh air, sunshine, and room to roam. We'll dive into what it takes to raise truly organic pasture-raised broilers, talk about the challenges, and highlight why this style of farming matters to both the birds and the people who enjoy their food. Let's head out to the pasture and take a closer look.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Poultry Doc Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Blaine Mozeshak. Today, we're doing something a little different and we're visiting an organic broiler operation, Greener Pastures Chickens outside of Austin, Texas. So Greener Pastures Chicken was started by a group of poultry science undergrads at Texas A&M, which I consider myself one of those as well too. Graduated from Texas A&M a long time ago with a poultry science undergrad. And if you're familiar with football at all, Mr. Von Miller, Super Bowl MVP, is also a poultry science undergrad as well, graduate of the program. And Von went on to start this company, Greener Pastures Poultry, and supplying organic broiler meat to the central Texas area. So we will dive into organic feed and space and how they raise pasture birds and show you a little bit more about the meat side of the operation. So Greener Pastures, as the name would imply, these broilers are raised on green pasture. And what's where we're at right now is the property where the broilers are grown. And you can see behind me the hutches. Those are actually where the broilers are being raised right now. But when they first start out, they're going to be up on this end of the property. Each one of these receptacles for water and electricity is where the hutch would be slid to. So say it starts here, and they don't want it to turn to bare ground because they still want the grass to be hardy and viable. So before it gets to that point, they'll move it to the next receptacle there, and so then rehook it up to power and water and everything that the birds need. So a great advantage of growing broilers outside, as many of you know, this really relates to any chicken, is the ability of the sun to disinfect the soil and land, and disinfect really anything. So the UV rays of the sun, just like they damage our skin if you get sunburned, they damage and destroy bacteria and especially viruses. So having these birds rotate through a pasture where the sun has the ability to shine on and obviously grow grass, it's also inactivating viruses and bacteria that may be in the soil. So that's a great biosecurity feature of organic production. Another thing you may be able to hear in the background is every now and then you'll hear a pop. And that's a sound cannon that these guys have out to keep away wild birds that could potentially carry disease as well. And that's one of the things we worry about too in these outdoor organic operations is exposure to wild birds. Obviously they're very out in the open and the wild birds can have access to this ground before they get to it. And while the sun is a great means of disinfecting, it's not 100%. And so they do need to make every effort possible to try to keep away wild birds, and especially waterfowl, because waterfowl are endemically carry influenza as an example of one. So again, they use the sound cannon that you may hear pop out in the distance every now and then to keep away those wild birds. And we have Sean Higgard with us today. Sean manages the live operations of Greener Pastures. So Sean, give us the ins and outs, the daily run, like how often are these pens moved, how many birds you produce in a week?
The whole rundown.
The whole rundown.
All right, yeah, so we are a pasture-raised broiler company. We're running about 25 to 30,000 birds per week here. The way our operation works is we'll put the birds in these houses on the grass, and what we'll do is every morning we'll come in here and we'll move these pasture houses onto a new spot.
So what we've got here is these guys are in the process of sliding the scoop forward. Obviously what we talked about earlier, there's advantages there from reduced viral and bacterial burden on the ground because of the sun's effects on that soil. So that exposure to new grass, one, obviously they get new, fresh, lush grass and the insects and all the things that come with that to forage on, but also it's been exposed to that sunlight, so there's less disease burden on the ground, and that's another thing that keeps these birds much healthier than what we see in conventionally raised broilers. So where we're at right now is the coop has just been moved from. And so you can see there's still a good amount of grass here, and you'll see the droppings on the ground. It's doing several things. One, adding that organic matter back to the soil, adding fertilizer back to the soil. There's protein in that feed, and so basically we're adding fertilizer, natural fertilizer. Really what separates organic versus conventional, one of the main things, is what they're fed. And so this is primarily, it's a corn soy diet, and all those ingredients have to be organic in order for these birds to be certified organic. That also means any additives, like anything in this feed, has to be certified organic in order for these birds to maintain that organic certification. And so you'll notice this feed is pelleted. Now pelleting does a lot of things for broiler health or bird health in general. And you've heard me talk about the benefits of pellets. And one is that it takes all those ingredients that are essential for them and combines it into one meal basically, right? So they can't pick through and find specific, like if there were grains in here, right, which they may be more prone to eat versus the pellet. It gives them a balanced diet and ensures that all those vital nutrients and minerals and protein and amino acids that they need are combined in one single package. That's the advantage of a pellet. This coop was just moved, just slid down from the previous section. You can see these birds have plenty of grass. They are very comfortable hanging out in the nice cool shade that's been provided here by these coops. So in Central Texas in August, it's really the hottest month of the year. I can tell you today it's still going to get up to 100 degrees. Ideally, temperature for these birds needs to be about 75 degrees, but in an organic situation where they need open access and sunlight, tunnel ventilation really isn't an option. And so we rely on the breeze and these supplemental fans to keep them cool. Those fans are off right now just because of we're filming, and the noise that they make makes it hard to record. So if we weren't in here, those fans would be moving, pushing air, and keeping these birds comfortable. The density in here may seem like a lot, but they actually haven't utilized all the space. One is because they're staying out of the sun, trying to stay cooler. But two, they're birds, they're gregarious, they kind of want to hang out together, and so you can see that they're laying there. They've got plenty of room. There's no birds around me. Access to water, plenty of access to feed, and they are nice and comfy. So being an organic broiler operation, coccidiosis is one of their main concerns, and how to control that. And being organic, there's very few options. Actually, the options are vaccines. Now there's several on the market. So these birds are given a small dose of coccidia, includes 3 different species of coccidia, and that's sprayed on at the hatchery. And that slow dose is going to start their immune building process. And the way it works is they're going to recycle that vaccine about every 7 days. So they'll pick it back up in the litter, in the soil, the same coccidia organisms, and they're re-exposed to that parasite about 3 times before they have enough immunity developed to prevent disease. So how old are these birds right now?
I think these birds looking like 21 to 24 days old. I don't know exactly, but I think they're somewhere in that range. We move them out here at day 14 to 18. So
Okay.
I think they've been out here for about a week.
Yeah, I was thinking 22, so I was not too far off.
Yeah, you're right there. You can see it. Yeah, so once they get here, birds are considered organic, and we don't administer any vaccines, antibiotics, or anything like that. Got a lot of good things going with these birds. They're certified humane. We've got a ROC certification. That ROC certification means that exactly what we're talking about. Rather than just sustaining, we're actually building back and making the soil better, and the birds are healthier because the soil is healthier. So it's really big focus on the soil. If you take care of the soil first, everything else kind of works together. So that's a really big certification that we're advocates for, and I think we're actually the first and only ones to have it. So I think it's really important. And then humanely raised. So our first priority is making sure our birds are healthy, comfortable, happy. They have the 5 freedoms.
It's awesome. So if somebody wanted to purchase Greener Pastures Poultry, where would they find it?
Yeah, so on our website, greenerpastureschicken.com, all Central Market locations.
For our folks out of Texas, Central Market is a subsidiary or sister company to HEB.
Right.
The best grocery store in the nation, by the way.
Yeah. So a lot of restaurants we do in Austin and Houston and Dallas area. A lot of upscale restaurants who want a higher quality product. Yeah, our primary focus is humanely raised birds and a higher quality product. So I think that we've done the scientific studies. I think they're higher in omega-3s and then a bunch of other healthy metrics that shows our birds are just in a healthier environment. It comes back with the science that we've done in the past.
Yeah, and it's supporting local.
Right.
So
we've
got all the guys that work here, they're from the area. The feed is being produced here.
All of, if not all of our stuff is just kind of stays in the little Texas bubble.
Yeah, awesome. And an Aggie poultry science
Oh,
grad,
yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
So both Sean and I, Texas A&M poultry science grads. Got to give a plug to A&M.
Yeah.
Thanks again for joining. This is thepoultrydoc.com. Check out the website, peck that like button, and tell all your friends about it. I appreciate you joining. Thank you.
Thanks.